Hi Jayesh.
Yeah, hi.
So, how many years of experience do you have?
Uh, uh, I have around 3 to 4 years of experience.
Okay,
After 2022 onwards, I am working in network field. Yeah.
okay. So, we'll just start with our question and answers. Okay. So, this is our mock interview. Okay. So, the purpose, the motivation behind having this mock interview is to test your readiness and for the interviews, and also uh, it's like a practice for you. Okay. So, we'll start. So,
Yes.
the very first question: uh, Are you comfortable with IGP, that is Interior Gateway protocols?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm comfortable with the IGP
So,
Intelligent
which all
Protocol
IGP
OSPF.
you are aware of?
Sir, I am aware of OSPF,
Yes.
EIGRP. Yeah.
So, what is the main difference between OSPF and EIGRP?
The difference between the main difference between the OSPF and EIGRP is like in EIGRP we don't have a concept like a area, where in OSPF we have a concept of area, and in EIGRP we use a metric we use as a bandwidth and delay, whereas in OSPF we use a metric cost as a metric. So like means cost is equal to metric, I can say. Yeah.
And this cost
So
depends upon what? As in,
cost depends on the
okay,
bandwidth of the interface.
okay, okay, fine. So, in EIGRP, it depends mainly on bandwidth and delay.
Yeah, by default, mainly by default it depends on bandwidth as well as the delay.
Okay.
There are multiple factors are there in EIGRP on which the matrix it depends: bandwidth, delay, as well as the MTU size. So and reliability. So these are but these two are primary factors: reliable bandwidth as well as cost, bandwidth as well as the uh, delay.
Okay.
These
And OSPF only depends upon price.
OSPF only depends on the cost. The yeah,
Okay.
it's a link state routing protocol.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
And whereas the EIGRP is a hybrid protocol,
Yeah.
mix of link state routing protocol as well as a distance vector.
Okay. Fine. Just a minute. दार लाओ ना. Okay. Can you tell me, or can you explain me what are this OSPF LSA or the LSA types?
Yeah. So LSA in OSPF we use LSA is a link state advertisement.
Okay.
So we have a different types of LSA in OSPF. LSA 1, which is a router LSA, LSA 2, which is a network LSA, LSA 3, which is a network 3, which is a area border summary ASA, and type 4 LSA is a ASBR summary ASA, and type 5 and type 7 basically they are external LSA. So these are the LSA which we use. So LSA is nothing but a link state advertisement
Okay.
which OSPF router sends to its we can say a neighbor to build a LSDB database.
Okay.
So
Good.
once the LSDB database is LSA 1 is like a router LSA, and router LSA is like a in all OSPF domain, each router use this LSA type 1. So and generated by the each router. And LSA 2 is when there is a multi-access network, like a non-broadcasting multi-access network, I can
Okay.
say.
NBMS.
So yeah, so at that time there is a DR and BDR selection happens. So that time LSA2 is generated by the OSP, and LSA3 is like when there is a when there is a area, particular area, and one router is area border router. So it's just send all the collective summary of that area border router to. So that time it's generated by the area border router, and it's and type 4 is a autonomous system area border router generated by the type 4 LSA generated by the automated system. So autonomous system area border router. The that is also means so when there is a yeah, so there is also means for summarization for autonomous system ASBF summarization, LSA4 LSA type 4
Okay, fine.
and LSA 5.7 is for external router, whereas when there is a router 1, router 2 and router 3, router 1 and 2 are in one area and router 3 is in another area. So at that so when that router 3, which is in another area, so it advertised the external route from that area to that area 0. So that time that LSA is the LSA generate, that LSA is type 5 LSA.
LSA 5 you need to correct. Okay, so LSA external routes are the routes which are from the different domain itself. Okay, it is not between areas.
Yeah, so sorry, it's from different ASA.
Yeah,
from
or
different autonomous system.
Yeah, autonomous system or a different. Let's say you are doing some redistribution kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah, at the time of redistribution.
External. And what are like external LSAs? You understand about external routes in OSPF?
So, sorry, Amar bhai, could you please repeat it again?
What do you understand by external routes in OSPF?
External routes means like when there is a when there is a external routes happen from BGP or any static route we want to introduce to OSPF domain. So that kind of route is the external.
So yes, so the external routes in OSPF are the routes which are outside the OSPF domain. Okay, and they are like typically which are learned from other routing protocols. You know, like as you told, in like we are redistributing something into OSPF, you know, and that is done by something known as ASBR, which is correct. Okay, so this type of advertisements are known as type 5 LSAs. Yeah, fine. What do you understand by HSRP and how does it work?
Yeah. So HSRP is a hot standby routing protocol.
Okay.
And it's a Cisco proprietary protocol.
Okay.
It is used so it is used basically for the gateway redundancy. And it is work on UDP. Protocol is 1985. And whenever take the example of the topology. So whenever there is a end host, if you give any default gateway on the end host, so if that default gateway so on the router side will get some problem is there, so network problem is there. So at that time there is no redundancy is there to reach to the network. So to avoid that problem, to create a redundancy, we have the feature like HSRP in Cisco and another in VRRP in another network, another domain, another vendors. So in HSRP what happened? In HSRP what happened? We just give so this is the end devices and there is a two routers which are actively participate in HSRP domain. So we just give them one virtual IP as well to each of them. So whenever the one router which have the highest priority will be selected as active router, and another router is selected as a standby router. and always traffic flow from active router only to the internet.
So let's say there are
And
two routers. Okay, one is the master and the
one,
other one is the backup.
one
Okay,
active and standby. Yeah.
okay. So this active and one is okay in HSRP it is standby. Okay.
Yes.
So in HSRP, let's say in an active and in standby, how many virtual IPs will be there? One or two or three? How many? In one group?
Actually, in one group, in virtual IP, one virtual IP what I have.
Do we support in one group? Let's say we created one HSRP group between router R1 and R2. Does it support more than one group? Sorry, one virtual IP in that group?
No, I think so. We have to give only one virtual IP we need to give.
No, we can give one I1, but my question is that in HSRP, okay, for one group, if we create one group, okay, can we give more than one virtual IP?
Can we give them more than one virtual IP? Yes, for I have not come across any scenario such, but we can. I think no, Amar bhai, I need to learn from.
Fine. So, okay, and the other question would be like this virtual IP. Like while doing the configuration, you define this virtual IP, right? So, have you any? Is there any certain pattern or certain format for that virtual IP's virtual MAC? Because this is something you missed while answering.
Yeah. So, yeah. It, that virtual IP should be the same in the same subnet as that the router, and there is one concept like yes, sir, yes, there is a MAC concept also. That particular we need to have that.
Okay, so there is basically in HSRP, you know, there is a certain format of the MAC. Okay.
Yeah. Last two digit. Yeah.
So yes, correct. So it is like 000.0C07.AC, and the other two things is it's an HSRP group number. So it's basically in hexadecimal format. Okay. So so you can do it. So this is like for HSRP version 1. There is some different format for HSRP version 2. Okay, so it depends, but whenever you are answering related to HSRP, I think you should give it to in a more structured way. Okay, start with like it's an HSRP is an protocol which is used for automatic gateway redundancy. So where the gateways get we get the redundancy level at the gateway level. From that you should start. Your answer was correct, but try to format it in a more constructive way, okay, so that it will be like one step, like step by step the answer will be, okay.
Yes, sure, Amar bhai.
Yes, and it will come only after when you prepare your own notes. To all the subscribers also, I tell that always keep on telling that prepare your own notes, because those are going to help you for lifetime. If you are making your career in networking, those are going to help you for lifetime. And make your notes every time you go and revise your own notes. Refer to the material on internet and prepare your own notes, and it will come when you do such practices. When you come across such mock interviews, you will be getting such feedbacks, and which will improve your communication whenever you are giving interviews. The problem is that with everyone is that everybody knows everything, but the problem is that how to convey that thing, how to present that thing in a structured manner. That is very important.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll move to the next question. What is BGP? Are you aware of routing protocol BGP?
Yes.
So what is
It's
BGP?
so BGP is like BGP is a main external routing protocol on which all our internet works,
Yeah.
and all our it maintains global routing table. So BGP BGP is a border gateway protocol which is work on TCP.
Okay.
TCP port number 179, and and in BGP and in BGP we have a sir, and again
Fine.
yeah.
So basically BGP is a routing protocol of internet. Okay. There is only one protocol in the category of EGP, that is BGP. So your answer is correct. What was the difference between IBGP and EBGP?
So IBGP is a IBGP protocol which is used between single autonomous system, whereas the EBGP protocol which is used intra-autonomous system. So and so and in IBGP in EBGP we use TTL value is 1 only, because it's if and in IBGP TTL value is 255. So
Okay.
time to leave. So TTL and in next hop next hop, as well as in EBGP there is always consider outgoing interface considered as a next hop address in EBGP. So in
whenever routes are
IBGP
advertised to EBGP,
advertise from EBGP to IBGP.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a outgoing interface considered as a next hop address.
Okay, so fine. So EBGP is the routing protocol of BGP versions. BGP when BGP is used between the same AS, it is IBGP, and when BGP is used between different ASs, then it is EBGP, right? What are the
Yes,
AD values of the routes learned by
BGP? AD value for the EBGP AD value is 20. For the IBGP AD value is 200.
Okay, fine. What do you understand by BGP next hop self rule? Are you aware of that? Next hop self?
Yeah, next of self route, I am aware of it. So whenever in between the IBGP, we in between take the example so take the example where whereas EBGP is there and IBGP is there. So in IBGP we have a multiple routers connected in IBGP setup, and when we receive a route from the EBGP to IBGP setup in IBGP AS, so all the router in IBGP consider the route which is received from the EBGP next hop address is considered as a EBGP next hop address. So hope you understand by what I'm saying. Means
yeah, I know that is the reason I understand.
Yeah,
but,
means
yeah.
I'm convey it in proper way or not. Yeah. So this the normal router in IBGP not consider that next hop address is a next hop address consider next hop address as a EBGP next hop address. So that is
okay, fine.
So route will not get route will not get learned. So we have for that reason we need to implement that next hop address next hop self command, next hop self command on that router, or through which that particular router learn the route. So
okay, so you mean to say, I understand. So you mean to say that we have to use this next of self is a command also, right?
Yeah, next of else is command which is used on another router through which directly connected router through which
Okay, fine. So you
that
can
router.
you can present it in very simple way. Maybe you can give it like this answer like the next hop behavior. So basically, before explaining next hop self because next hop self is a command and next hop is a behavior in BGP. Next hop behavior. So first explain next hop behavior, where you can mention that when a BGP router sends an update to its eBGP neighbor, its next hop will be itself, and when the BGP router sends an update to its iBGP neighbor, its next hop will not change. Okay, so you start
Yes.
with
Okay.
this, and then you can give your answer that so this would create an issue, where the next hop is not changing, because whenever a BGP router is sending an updates to its iBGP neighbor, okay, it's not changing its next hop. Okay,
Yeah. Yes.
fine. What do you understand by a BGP synchronization rule?
BGP synchronization rule. Uh,
Okay, so
of recollecting.
yeah, no issues, no issues. I'll just explain. So BGP synchronization, like currently it is by default in most of the newer versions, it is disabled. But from the interview point of view, it's a commonly asked question. So BGP synchronization rule says that do not use or advertise the routes learned via an iBGP neighbor or to an eBGP neighbor unless and until the same is learned via other IGP like RIP, EIGRP, OSPF, etc. So this basically says that whenever you are receiving any route from an iBGP neighbor, you should not use it or you should not advertise it to another eBGP neighbor unless and until the same is learned via some other IGP. Okay, so if you are learning some route via iBGP, you should be careful that it should be learning via some other IGP also. So this particular BGP synchronization, this is particularly this feature is off by default in now the latest Cisco iOS versions. It I think so from 12.2 it was disabled. Okay, fine. We'll move to the next question. What do you understand by spanning tree protocol, STP?
Yeah. Spanning tree protocol is a layer 2 protocol which is used to avoid the layer 2 loop in a switches.
Okay.
And in all switches it's by default enabled.
Okay.
And in STP spanning tree yeah. So and in spanning tree protocol, how he avoid the loop. So basically, the switches who are participated in STP, they are sending the BPDU messages with each other, and in BPDU messages between each other by time interval of 2 seconds, and each switches the switch which is have a lowest bridge lowest bridge ID, that will be considered as a root switch, and all other switches are the non-root switches. So and the criteria on the selecting of the root bridge is like a bridge ID, and bridge ID is a combination of MAC ID as well as the priority value. So
what is the default priority value?
The default priority value is 32768.
Good.
And in STP, lowest is always prefer.
Okay.
So but those who have the lowest bridge ID will be selected as a root bridge.
Fine.
And how the redundant part get how the redundant path get blocked. through a cost calculation. So the and also the cost calculation, path cost calculation is depend on the bandwidth. So again in STP, the higher the bandwidth, lower the cost. So according to the if there is a redundant path is there, and both having the two redundant path is there, and one path is like a lowest cost, so that part will get selected, and the path which is have a highest cost will not get selected, and the port associated with the highest path cost is they are in block state.
Okay, fine. What do you understand by EtherChannel, and what is the purpose of like configuring EtherChannel?
Yeah, but the purpose of configuring EtherChannel is like a through EtherChannel we can bind the multiple ports together. So binding the multiple ports together, redundancy can be achieved. At the same time, after redundancy can be achieved, and what you can say, yeah, and the bandwidth will be also increases of that particular, and we can assign that particular the multiple ports, we can configuring as a single entity. So we can assign that particular.
But whenever you're answering this question, take into picture that if you have multiple links between two switches, because of STP, some link will be blocked, right?
Yeah, it is because of redundancy will be there.
So we won't be able to use all the links because STP is going to block, and we cannot disable STP. STP is very important. Okay, so we cannot, because it is something which will avoid the loops, L2 loops. Okay, so between whenever, so you start to answer like that, between, let's say between two switches we have multiple links, STP will block. Okay, right? Because STP won't allow all the links. Okay, so it will block. And if in case if you wanted to use all the links, okay, so we will logically bundle those links. For STP, it will be only one link. It won't be multiple links. Okay, it will be only one link, single link, and STP won't block anything. It will, for STP it is one link. So it's one logical link we create by binding multiple physically. So you can start. So whenever you are trying to answer any question, for me, from my point of view, I think answering switching questions in interviews is a bit difficult as compared to routing questions. So whenever you are answering any question, try to first explain what is the motivation behind that. Let's say why we need STP to block or to avoid the L2 loops. Why we need EtherChannel? Because STP is going to block those, right? So, so the purpose, you try to purpose that this is the purpose of having this. Why we need VLAN? So whenever a conceptual thing is been asked, try to tell the motivation behind it. Why VLANs are there? So VLANs are there like to limit the broadcast domain, right? Okay, we have to limit the broadcast domain. Okay, to control the broadcast domain. Okay, so always try to explain in that way. Okay.
Yes.
Fine. What do you understand by route redistribution?
Yeah, route redistribution like so whenever we redistribute a route from from any IBGP to EBGP, so that at time we use a route distribution through
okay.
Route. Yeah.
So route redistribution is a very generic thing. It is not any specific protocols. So route redistribution means like once you are sharing some routes between protocols. Okay, between any two routing protocols, that is redistribution. If you are sharing some routes from OSPF into EIGRP, that is also redistribution. It is not about BGP or something like that. So whenever you are redistributing something from routes between two different routing protocols, it is a redistribution. It is a route redistribution. Okay. So, are you aware of BGP path selection
Yeah, yeah,
criteria
yeah.
process, that
Yes.
complete table? You know?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
can
yeah.
you just tell me? Yeah.
Yeah, I am aware of it. Means how BJP selected the path.
Hmm.
So like in any so in BJP in another routing protocol, like there is a metric to
Okay.
the path selection.
Hmm.
So but in BJP we have attributes. So through attributes we can manipulate the path. Yeah, and we can select the path. Yeah, path manipulation can be happen through attributes as well. So there are multiple attributes are there in BGP.
Hmm.
So first is AS path, next hop address, and origins. These are the attributes which are which are there whenever BJP send the update message to its neighbor. So there will be these are the attributes which are there only in
Well-known
in
mandatory attributes.
non-mandatory attributes. Yeah, and then there are another attributes which are like a local preference attributes. These attributes are like a uh, these are uh, uh, these are not not mandatory, but we can by using this attribute we can manipulate the BGP path as well. So
Okay.
uh,
No, I was asking about the BGP selection. What are the points which BGP take into consideration when it selects the best route? Let's say for a BGP router to reach a particular destination, it have multiple routes. So, what is that criteria or the selection process which BGP go through? What is the very first thing BGP will look after? Because let's say there are three routes: route one, route two, route three. Okay,
yeah.
so which only BGP can select only one route. Okay, can use by default only one route, and it will put it in the routing table, right? So how will it select which route is the best route? I know it's using the
Yeah.
criteria, but what is the sequence, or what is the what do you say, the best path, the procedure?
Uh, yeah,
Just
so
considers.
it will select on the basis of means like any other routing protocol only. What I understood is like a first it select the prefixes which prefixes length. So those prefix length who have a nearest prefix length will be selected first, and then
I'll
no
share
no
you
sorry,
one.
no,
I'll share you one video. Okay, path selection, BGP best path selection. I'll share you one video.
no, I am
So
mixing something. Sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
I know you are missing something. There's no issue with that, because this is a practice session, so no issue with that. So it is like next hop. It will check whether the next hop is reachable or not. Then it will check for the weight, then the local preference, then the originated, how the it is originated, that particular route, then the shortest trace path. So that is there is a sequence basically. I'll share you a video which I have made on my YouTube channel. So I'll share you that. I'll share you the notes also. I have the notes on my blog also. I'll share you that also. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I understood.
because these are some of the common questions for BGP, the very common questions for BGP,
Yeah,
and the over the time when you will practice, you will come across a different what you say different questions. Maybe we will go for more mock interviews, so that you will have uh, more practice. The more you practice, the more perfectly you will be. Rather than testing yourself directly to the actual interview, it's better you test yourself with this such kind of mock interviews. It will definitely help you. And the feedback what I can give you from this interview is that you need to prepare for BGP a bit. Okay, because I asked you some questions related to desktop self or this path selection. So this BGP topic you need to bit focus on, because now after experience of 3-4 years, people will go for this question, for this BGP. So BGP takes time, so give time to BGP. It will take time, definitely it will take time. It's not an easy routing protocol. There are multiple things, multiple concepts on BGP, and it's a vast topic. You know. So I'll of course suggest you to study BGP. Apart from that, OSPF you were able to answer. It was good. Your preparation of OSPF is good. Maybe you need to bit polish it. Once you keep on revising your OSPF concepts, you will go in more details and you will be able to definitely answer OSPF part. About your STB part, it is also good. About your, we didn't go much in switching, but whatever I understand about your understanding in STP and EtherChannel, it was good. But again, you need to answer it in more structured way, you know, which will come again by practice only. Practice is the key, Jayesh. And related to other thing is that you need to answer it more confidently. So whenever you are answering, you know, as I told you, always give the motivation that why we need this rule, okay, or you know, like we discussed related to EtherChannel, that why we need EtherChannel, why we need STP, why we need VLANs. So whenever we are answering, so give it in that way, and don't be in a hurry to answer. Take your own time, be relaxed, give your answers in a relaxed manner, because interviewer will like the candidate to be very relaxed. Don't be in a hurry. Interviewer will take its time, you take your time to answer the question. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Please be relaxed and give your answer in point, in like step by step. Don't go in a hurry whenever you are answering. Okay. Because they are going to select you for some good position, so they are not in a hurry. So you also should not be in a hurry. Okay.
Yeah. And Amar, actually, sorry to interrupt, but when I'm preparing the lab in BGP lab in GNS, while creating a lab is easy, but how we can there is we need to go through a different states, like in BGP finite state machines, all these things. So we need to cross check also. So in your case, you are showing us through Wireshark. You are doing it, how you do it in your in videos. So that part I am missing, I think. So but by just giving the syntax, it's easy. But by doing a lab, but how actually work in backend? So that part.
That is something, a study which will gradually come when you will do packet capture kind of thing. On GNS3 also you can do a packet capture, and even if you wanted to study, like, you know, you on internet, you will get it, BGP packets and everything, will get it. You just need Wireshark, okay, and you can study in that way. So
actually. Yes.
Another thing is that, you know, whenever you know, you refer to my videos, you refer to my notes, but always try to make your own notes also. Have your own notebook, okay, because, you know, whatever practical we do, whatever things we do, at the end of the day, whenever we are approaching for an interview, we should be able to answer the questions. And sometimes we need to byhead those things also. It is not like, you know, I am working it for so many years now. Let's say you are working for 4 years on BGP. You should know everything about BGP. It will not happen, because you are working it. You are not, like, you should learn it. You will get an experience. You will get an confidence. But keeping your own notes is very important, just to revise the things, basics things. You know, many times it happens that experienced people also, you know, since they're working, they're too busy with their work, they're not able to revise those things. So when now it's a time for you where you are having only 3 or 4 years experience, you must be having a good amount of time for self study. So, you know, start making your own notes, you know, and keep it with yourself as your reference. It will help you for the lifetime. Okay, what else question you have for me?
No, Amar bhai, I need to go through BJP. That I know. That that part means initial part I have done, but about the maid, about that all the other attributes which are yeah,
Maybe
attributes part.
Jayesh, what we can have a dedicated interview on BGP only. Take your 10-15 days ka time. Okay, no issues with that. Let me know when you wanted to have a dedicated interview on BGP. We can have a 1 hour interview on BGP.
Yeah, actually, Amarpa, one thing also I
That will
want
be
to.
very challenging to you. It will not
Yeah,
be an easy
no,
one.
no, but Amarpa, what my problem is that even though I know the answer, how this get it, but how to present to you means that is also very challenging for me, because maybe framing that properly is very important for
So
me,
that is the
means
reason
to
that
understand the someone.
the answer to this is I also face the same thing, initially. So later on I understood that we need to frame it, means we need to make our own notes. So when we start to make our notes, the same way, uh, the way we used to do in our college on our school time, we used to make the notes, right? We used to have vivas, okay, because those notes will give you a structured manner. You know everything. I know by your answers. I know that you know. But the thing is that more to make it more presentable, you should properly frame it in your own notes, in your own words. So whenever the question is there, so let's say if somebody is asking me what is EtherChannel, I won't say it is first. I'll start with that purpose why the EtherChannels are made. I'll tell the conceptual thing, and then try to explain him. Then I'll check whether that interviewer wants to go in depth or not. Then I'll go in depth. Okay, if he is interested, that most of the times happens like, if you start your answers very with a good note, the interviewer understand that, yeah, the concept related to a particular topic is clear. Let's move to the next topic. So so that gives you that that's increase the probability of you getting selected. So framing the answers is very important, and that can be done by practice and by making notes.
Practice, yeah, practice. I need to practice more. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my issue. In BGP,
It
I
is
will
not like that. Like, if you have the consistency in your studies, it won't be a like very tough thing. But yeah, bringing that studying regularly is very important. And I hope and I know that you people work in shifts, so of course you will be having some time. Maybe if you have a morning shift, you may be having some time in maybe in evening time. If you're in the second shift, you maybe have some time in morning. So try to find out at least 1 hour a daily, and maybe whenever you are having and week off, try to find out 3 to 4 hours and study, because that will definitely help you. Try to
yeah.
revise the things, keep on revising the things, keep on revising the things. It will definitely help you.
And one more question I want to ask, Amravai, even though well, let it be switching and routing part, maybe apart, I will prepare 80%, 90%, but the interviewer asks something about firewall also.
Yeah.
So how much means how much should I study to in firewall content? There's a vast content in firewall as well.
Yeah.
So how much part we should cover in firewall? Means
See, it's all
means
depends upon the requirement. Let's say you are giving an interview where where firewall is required. So just a basic firewall is the basic knowledge of firewall is required. Then they will go for only basic question answers. Okay, means like we can say a CCNA level kind of question answers. Okay, or initial basic kind of question answers, the basic functioning of firewall and stuff like that. But in case if that role is like you need to manage the firewalls at L2 level, because your experience is 3 to 4 years, so you will be if you go in operations, you will be selected as L2 engineer. Okay, so where you need to manage, you need to configure the firewalls, at the same time you need to configure the routers and switches also. So that will go to a next level. Then you have to study a deep level firewall things, because I think if you and I always say that always go for multi-platform, multi-vendor approach, because if you know multiple platforms like routing, switching, routers, switches, firewalls, load balancers, it is good. And also multi-vendor, Cisco, if you know Cisco firewall, good. Palo Alto is there, Fortinet firewall. So such kind of thing will help you. So it's a never-ending process. The things you keep on
yeah.
studying. Yeah. So it depends upon your to summarize the answer is it depends upon the requirement. it depends upon the JD. So whenever the HR is giving you the JD, you know, the job description, go through it properly. Try to understand what is there, what they actually want. You know, they maybe they in some JD it will be more focused on firewall. Then you should understand that yeah, firewall is something which they will be asking. So it's all depend upon the JD and the requirement what they share with you.
Okay. And apart from that, Amar bhai, one thing that currently I am in routing and switching only. Firewall team is staying with us, means only they are with us only to solve the issue. But how can I move from career towards means
Firewall.
whether should I go towards means routing and switching L2 role, or if most of the time I'm getting L2 firewall JD as well.
I understand.
So where should I approach? Means where should I go?
I understand that thing. It depends upon your interest, your passion. Okay, if you wanted to study firewall, it is good because you're currently working in routing switching, and many people are like start with routing switching, and they switch on after 3-4 years to firewalls. Well, of course, I have some friends which have switched their careers completely from routing switching to firewalls. We can communicate with them. I'll also next time if you wanted to have an interview on firewall, we can have it, or maybe we can have a offline chat and with them and try to understand which all topics we can prepare if you wanted to prepare for firewall interviews. Of course, it's a good thing if you wanted to study firewall. It's a good thing. It's a high demanding thing, and it is, if you start studying from right now in your career, it will be very helpful. And if you go for some global certification of Palo Alto or something, or Fortinet, it will be best thing. If you wanted to get selected, I think the global certifications plays a very important role, because whenever your resume is screened and they find that you are been globally certified, let's say you have in Palo Alto certification, so your chances of getting shortlisted is very much, and then further than getting selected is good. So your chances are brighter when you have global certifications. So you can study from the point of view of a global certification, maybe in Palo Alto. You may say that in interviews that you have not worked on firewalls much, but yes, you have a global certification, and which will give the interviewers a trust point on you, that he knows, he has given the global certification, he knows the things, he can work. So that confidence you need to give, and that confidence will be gained after your global certification. So if since you're working, I can suggest you to spend some money on global certification.
Okay. Thank you, Amar bhai, for your time.
No issues. Bye. Best of luck. I'll call you after some time.
Thank you.
Bye bye.